The say what ye church mu ye. Now you breaking it down. What me tell no man say no. And they bro live on Lawson TV. Now me patch up ene jumadi you know production team is solid. Obia had a programs manager, executive producer for the show. Ade Poku Emmanuel Elha, Logosu Elha so any raw production team no mame no BBRC. And I no pay. Yes, started jumadi me ka samba akodi achiro. Or say just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. And then I no pay me catch on say and found the kind of problems and tribulations that you are going through. Yisa how ni na di free ho. Nasre, o sre na no pay a ema bibia ye fe ama bibia aya akono. Na nsam do doso. Ye be ransem, ye be di nkomo. Na da bia me catch us it is time for us to put our leaders on their toes. It is time for us to bring out the bare facts. First now politicians ni ka asem bia or ka asem bia we don't do empirical research about it. We don't do anything about it. We just allow them to go. Now so there be now Ghanaians are becoming more discerning. And to assembly we have to go deeper into it and do research about it. So the weekly verdict, the year say, and some paying for and some attitude for and some air cost for Ghana, we go deeper into it. We bring the data, we do analysis about it, and we bring the bare facts. And then we come say, but truth must be told. The truth is always a better pearl. No cre and you no creno any abekan ufia. His Royal Majesty, Otum for said to Wakasa, Asama Wakano is a serious matter, a sensitive matter, we should not joke with it. Office of the Special Prosecutor, whom some started saying, but last week, we delved deeper into the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and no compare more parliament, the majority leader, Wakasa, and the some Wakasa dia fahum. None wada, ye wa fasianum, yenyanum, yamamu kokoche, wasi, or much the kind of resource are urban. Is it good for Ghana? Is it good for education? These are the kind of things baby Samuasem. The government of Ghana through the PURC omo catches Nyankopon ya aduma in January 2026 Nyankopon the young kwacheya 15.8 9.2 and they are South America electricity and water. And now way any is about the world medim community ma church mu ye amotmanya ho ntiase. Live on Lawson TV and me so catch unia na nua so nka je news Franko the hater. We are going for a short commercial break. Yaba, ye run some after the same live on Lawson TV. We call this show the weekly verdict. Yaba is here.
Country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Tell me the tell you. Me want this say na me say ko fa pani. Hey! Kwati adawrumo, me yonko kwati. Na adawruma. Enu anwumre wo ye aduane asori wura dem na me fefe me se adabo no. Ana kwati ebere meduro. Eduro de bere me no say Lawson heba, Mr.
Na me sisi me pechi. Ene me ho na matwetwe me. Ene me chese madwonku, ene me sei. Na de na wonka
me do futwa so. Empre ho, enye no nko. Wo de Lawson heba ointment.
Me sisi me kotodwe ni me pechi me ho na me yaw me ntiwa na etwetwe me nyina me no ye de Israel eko me benefit ko mu yaw na ha no onu bie no eko na malaria ne die etuase de kude.
Lawson Herbal Clinic 0242 133 577.
Hwese wa malaria test ansa na wafa aduro yi enya ma apenfo emma warema wo manofo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu.
Lawson Herbal mixture any Lawson ointment. And what's it die?
FDA aje ejede nkrato atum.
Hey, phones papa lebu say this is so nice. But me sick and so it's expensive.
The minister they call the day no. And then we want easy buy am we say the yes say so easy. Me out here 300 Ghana cedis. And the Ghana card and as a voters ID. Who driving license a cobra. Yeah, the phones me ma how you see. No chane kakra so bit here. Easy buy am we say so easy. And so the problem here. Ghana for easy buy at roommate. And yes, it's so easy. And when you ask over how one sika or the kwakoto phone at the adibia. The Ohiane Ghana card and as a voters ID. Driving license so eka. What the borrow easy buy shop be a moi. You beg your phones in the amount. No it's yan in kakran. A copy so will bet you.
Mensa akame phone. Easy buy. I am easy, mame. Brother Joe dear. But that's it.
Easy buy. Buy now, pay later.
Unemployment situation in this nation. It was on that basis that I raised the issue when the German president and ambassador paid courtesy calls on me last month. I wish to reiterate my appeal to the German government to support small and medium-scale industries. Unemployment is a major issue in the country. It's a national concern, and the president should take a keen interest in this critical issue. Barely 5 years ago, in this very hall, I issued a solemn and unequivocal warning against any encroachment upon the lands of KNUST. However, I have received reports indicating
this is the Royal Majesty of 24822 our kasa. Me pacho producer monsan tim su bie mu fam mame. This is Otumfo talking. Now me person obia enti asem Otumfo kan yi. And asem na o kan no me mfa ni ago. O yentie.
People absolute clarity and without equivocation, any encroachment upon Nest lands will not be tolerated.
Sure.
We are all aware of the unemployment situation in this nation. It was on that basis that I raised the issue when the German president and ambassador paid courtesy calls on me last month. I wish to reiterate my appeal to the German government to support small and medium-scale industries. Unemployment is a major issue in the country. It's a national concern, and the president should take a keen interest in this critical issue. Barely 5 years ago, in this very hall, I issued a solemn and unequivocal warning against any...
So this is the king, Nana Kasari. The king has spoken. Now, what see asema ohene kan, ohene person ocha say, Opa ba kwa is affecting Ghana. And Ghanaians are going through problems. It's about unemployment. And to take away, there's one person who doesn't do politics. He doesn't pedal or meddle himself into politics. Or your henekasiye. And the answer no baby na no can be bibiano. Now that is eating Ghanaians up. And to penny paba Ghana forward and respectful. And we see him to be one person, we respect him to the brim. We are respecting a power, a Kora. So hardly do you see Kora doing politics. And if you look at President Abanyinana, Obiani no good rapport, because if you look at Kora all the time, he speaks true to power. And now this is one of the major concerns. Our Kora Diatuja was said about why is affecting Ghana right now is unemployment. And I perfectly agree with Kora. Ghana, majority of people are going through problems. Me say it is the duty and responsibility of government to create employment for people, to create jobs for people. Debiame kase, Krobiana unemployment rate towards Rubiano is a threat to national security. Krobia, it is a threat to national security. So go to other jurisdictions. Baby and Tokwan ye Kunisa no man. Go and check. Majority of the people who buy into this kind of exercise is the youth. Because they don't need Jumaye. enzo bi wo na se oni adwuma ye na di 200 Ghana kwama na mani tuo se gina kokum obi obedi a cheri akọ obi obedi de cheri. He doesn't even understand the relevance of what is happening. But just because I know a common no need now you cannot even identify any kind of property that he's having or she is having. The person will just follow. And the idea back one and then affected Ghana for pano is about unemployment. But you see, our politicians has failed us. Always I tell you, me say first and no we just allow them to go. Their primary responsibility coming into government is to make sure they have to think about the interests and the welfare of the ordinary Ghanaian. Majority of the people go into the queue to go and vote. In making sure they will come out, implement programs and policies. I want to ask, our politicians, are they doing enough? These are the kind of questions that we are asking this particular morning. Krowa, he has nailed it. What kind of credit chair politicians, you know? So if you look at our politicians, because of equalization, and then they come to us, they play with our conscience and intelligence, they always lie to us, and now Ghanaians are becoming more discerning. Now we are going to probe them, we are going to ask them questions, we are going to bring out the facts, we are going to bring out the data, and the bare facts will come out. And then, we say NPP for so yaba baimu, yabi enyuma say, NDC for say yaba baimu, yabi enyuma say, but if you ask them, we want to feel and touch it. Sometimes it is problematic. And when say MPP for about and you could be 1.6, we say be 2 point something. For them to even touch and feel it for the ordinary Ghanaian has become problematic. Let me take you back. If you look at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, at the back when MPP for the Ponchino, prior to the 2016 elections, take it from me, 2016 elections, was in relation to unemployment rate. MPP force if you look at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I want to take you back. When Ghanaians were complaining, there was one sector minister, Rashid Pepo, who came out to tell the ordinary Ghanaians, now we are graduate, now we are school near my this is a minister. A cabinet minister who sit and eat and dine with the president. They have to make sure they have to create implementation of programs and policies in making sure that Ghana bets me fun into a pediatra. But this is a cabinet minister. And listen to the kind of answer that he gave. What can you hear? Now Ghana first Asamba what can he say? Now already did you for Swam Pofo. No, you're minister for local government. Omo business Mira. Now unemployment rate, it is rising. Surprisingly, or say, oh, you graduate now school, you can even venture into barbering shop. Or be any problem by making this kind of statement. I want to ask him. Barbering shop because the politician will always have his way. And to never school no. Now if you want to say you and went to a son in South Pay that me pay GMPC or say call open or say me petrol or say call open you me per se. Then you see always they try to dictate the tempo and the variation of the system. And this is Ghana for you. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in 2016 when he was leaving office, unemployment rate was 8.2 8.2%. Now the NPP descended heavy on this particular man and says, John Mama, one money home. The Ghanaian populace are going through problem. There's no job. Under John Dramani Mahama, and the Unemployment Graduate Association and the NPP use it as a campaign tool. They hate the man. And the NPP promised Ghanaians, they are going to open a lot of jobs. Now in 2016, even before 2016, and you see that we are a politicians, they always play with our conscience and intelligence. Now, the former deputy information minister, Thierry, information minister, he is the official mouthpiece for government. Nasmo Bekambiano, it represents the views of the government. And me a special aid to Coach Kwesi Appiah. I don't have an independent view about Kwesi Appiah when it comes to the public domain. Because assembly abekambiano, they bring that adjective to say, special aid for Kwasia PRCC. So meaning you don't have an independent view. So you will be a minister for information. You represent the views and the visions and the missions of the government. And no brand did you kuja trouble aqua. Was say, and I want to read it for you. Where are you on the 23rd of June 2011? Government are creating 1.6 million jobs. TBM government were creating 1.6 million jobs. And I Ghana for starting so more bomb. Hey, just 4 years of nurse. I'll buy your better take it over. What? The president, in fact, is doing well. A lot of Ghanaians bought into it and says, His Excellency J.E.M.S., you are working. Or can we, in the parliament, said there be. The figures that are coming out, as a figure, so much doing 1 month. So open an institution, open one arm of government that can probe into the matter and ask relevant questions at a parliament. The parliament summoned already E.T. Mensah. Take this. At that material moment, E.T. Mensah was the Minister for Labor and Employment. And every data passes through his end. Data in a funny himself. And he be saying, Mira, one Kasawumia, or Fasia Oba, or a Deputy Minister for Information, or could you Blackwa? What can on the 23rd of June 2011 say? And Pampama Bianuma 1.6 million. Nagana Force said, wow. So there's someone, the E.T. Mensah, who was that time the Minister for Labor and Employment, to the Parliament House. And he said, every data passes through your end. And no, on the 27th of June 2011. And he said, Mira, no cre. Say, I buy Nankas will be this particular jobs now. To my biggest surprise and mirage. Nipona data ne funny some. Every data passes through his end. Made one shocking statement. The statement that he made, it will just blow your mind. So always the politicians, they will just play with you, your conscience, your integrity, your credibility, and sometimes make a fool out of you. Government is unaware of the data coming from Okuja to Ablakwa. Jesus Christ. Minister, are data ne funny in some no? They are just asking one simple question. Come out with the data. Tell us. Say, Mudi Numa 1.6 million bar. What say? Oh no, we are minister no. Or catch a parliament for say, only maybe you could top like offer 1.6 million jobs in free. He is unaware. And as some more candidates never ever true. This is the minister talking. And the NPP crucified the NDC on this. NPP for Ponti NDC. Ekas and some more cano. A trunk one moody. Now, fast forward in 2016, we're going to polls. Yakwakwa Kotwaba, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who was a presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, wins the election. Close to 1 million votes. And Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, it will be the president. The time the NPP was doing their campaign, Asamba Kwame said they are going to create more jobs. And they are going to make sure that ordinary Ghanaian and who met me. They are going to make sure so more school no or met me. Now listen to this. This survey was done in 2021. Now, annually, and Kromuye tertiary institutions were Ghana at 110,000. Take this. 110,000 students in the real tertiary. So if you look at the market force, or more years school, 110,000. Where was done somewhere in 2021. Today, if I tell you the figures, it will blow your mind. And to be in the Bible core school, now but it's the duty and responsibility of government to create employment for them. Because you campaigned, you brought your manifesto out, and you tell the ordinary Ghanaian to vote for you to create jobs. The NPP, in 2016, when they were doing their campaign, and nearby we are going to create jobs, we are going to make sure say Ghana form, Ghanaians bought into it. Says if you look at another Dankwa Akufo-Addo, on 3 occasions wanted to be the president of the Republic of Ghana. And you were chairman for Nana Bre, Yaman Nana Kwine, no me the president. And Pampa, ye 2 about on the 7th of December, around the 9th of December. and Omo Kache said the former president John Dramani Mahama at that material moment has considered defeat. And he has congratulated already Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. On the 7th of January 2017, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo steps into the picture as the president of the Republic of Ghana. I still remember that famous quote from him was saying we should be citizens, not spectators. So today, we are going to be citizens, not spectators. Now, listen to me. Tell me, before said John Mahama a free office, no, for percentage in it all, unemployment rate was 8.2. 8.2. Ghanaians descended heavy on John Dramani Mahama. NPP descended heavy on Mahama. Now the NPP comes into power. Now listen to what the NPP told us. Prior to 2024 elections, the new patriotic party catches they have created a lot of jobs for the ordinary Ghanaian to work. So if you look at economical space now, majority of the youth, they are working. So they are telling Ghanaians that it is unprecedented under now Akufo-Addo, the kind of employment that they have created. So listen, the former president and the former vice president, almost say, they have created over 2.3 million jobs. Initially, no say 2.3. Then, fast forward, it went to 2.6. Now listen to this. The new patriotic party catches over 2.3 million jobs. So listen to this. Now, if you look at the new patriotic party, November 3rd, 2024, we have created 2.6 million jobs. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, unprecedented in the history of Ghana. I didn't say it. Nelson Morgan wasn't under duress. Was say they have created over 2.6 million jobs. Oh, here, you know. Now listen to the inconsistency. Was saying she amount for no mudi incomono. Was say we have created 2.3 million jobs. Now let's look at the figure. If you look at the inconsistency, I am finding or cut 2.6 and I cut 2.3. Agreed. Nobody is having a problem with that particular figure. So Ghanaians started to ask questions about it. Is it true? So the NPP created 2.3 or 2.6 million jobs. Though if you look at the communication, there's a lot of inconsistencies about it. Or can it say you know? Then we have to move to the Minister for Labor and Employment. Yankasi Yoklom MP. Ignatius Baufogua. At that material moment, he was a cabinet minister. He sit and eat and dine with the president. He gives the president the kind of data that the president needs. Now this man appears inverted. Not yet. The reason why Americans was appear inverted is say, if you look at 2017, equals 2021, he was a minister for labor and employment. Now if you look at the second term for Akufo-Addo, Akufo-Addo san maintainino, Akachans was a minister for labor and employment. This man appears, vetting committee. And I hear Bisane say, now how many jobs have the new patriotic party, Akufo-Addo government created within a space of 4 years? What say? The new patriotic party, they have created over 3.1 million jobs. See, over 3.1 million jobs. So it tells you, the vice president at that material moment is quoting 2.3, quoting 2.6, whereby there's inconsistencies about it. Now, Nipona data ni funny no is also talking about say 3.1 million jobs. Now, in 2022, Minister for Labor and Employment Sign Catcher say, if you look at Akufo-Addo government, they have created over 5.3 million jobs. I want to give you the date. Way the 18th of September 2022. Now about 12:42:01 microsecond PM. And okay, I want to ask, where are the jobs? Jobs na here can and yes, I can come wasem. Because Quora said no, it's a threat to national security. So it tells you if you don't deal with it, problematic. Two political parties will be a Canadian. Or could you talk black and nearby? The substantive minister said there be a Canadian. The vice president for another Danko Akufo-Addo said 2.3. Actually said 2.6. Minister said there be a 3.1 million. Actually said a year over 5.3 million jobs. In money way, Ghanaians are going through problems. Asema kwura can, we should not joke with it. We should not play with it. We should take politics and sentiments and emotions out. Let's deal with the substantive matter. Yen can't say this here. Yeah. And then open the biggest congregation in Ghana is sports betting. Biggest congregation. Because a lot of Ghanaians, they are not working. And Jakrano, or funny phone, a funny normal, and once all making sure say, or any bet. Because there is no jobs. Majority of them, they are not working. So it tells you, say, a Juma be brave, where is it in your free home? Where? The reason why we cannot fight Galamsey, NSA, there are no jobs. Over 4 million Ghanaians you that are doing illegal mining. Because in Painfuano, they know that they've not created any jobs for this kind of people to do. No, you Jumat. Or say, Akrabia Year School now sponsor Akrano. Akranim Komodiana OD patches were year school. When you be our buano as a young girl between the age of 18 to 21, oh baby, just for illegal mining. So someone have to identify her, pay 36,000 Ghana cedis, and make sure to wait me suku. The government has already failed us. Because when it comes to employment, both the NPP and the NDC equalization. Equalization. And it's the cost of Kruma. Now, per research, Ghana, TBBM Ghana, 41.7% and a year betting stuff. 41.7. And the majority of the people, a Jumani Hono, or funny phone, and once what download the app of the Atoso, this is a WS bet, and once what Dinas will chasa because there's no jobs. 41.7% of the population, they are doing sports betting. We're breaking it down. 14,946,000 Ghanaians are doing sports betting. Our leaders, they have failed us because they cannot create employment to Kruma. Wouldn't say, if you look at Kofo yes, I bet now 67% I am member. Out of the 67, 55% are university graduates and not tertiary graduates. And 33% the transport betting in Nkrumah. 25% are tertiary for. It tells you, said there is a danger. Danger is looming. If our leader doesn't sit up and think about the interest and the wealth of the ordinary Ghanaian, and the reason why we voted for them is to create jobs, and think about our welfare, we are just sitting on a time bomb. Time bomb on so that day is coming, whereby the youth will rise up and tell their leader, say, you have failed us. Because your school, your there, just create an enable environment and make sure Sagana bet me a conin. A word to your wise is enough. Men Kasabiem, Krora Kasawie, I've given you the details and the figures. And you're encouraging. That's it. As if nothing is happening. One day, this youth will gang up. They'll go to these politicians and tell them, you have failed us. All right. What else we have live on Lawson TV? We call this show the weekly verdict. Me then you also Frank. Which my friend Franko the hater. Production team na ewa. Now watch him. Yo krom hai. Ene ye wo fa asem yennuam kokotwere BC. SSC wasi. Omo twere wiye. A whole lot of reactions neighbor. If you look at the data, if you look at the percentages, it tells you, say, a recipe for disaster. But be a kika. And I've seen a lot of people registering their displeasure. Many are teachers for me breading komo. And who say their teachers for me can. They feel and think that the policies and the programs, as you say, they run a Ghana education service and Konkai. Because first, no, a crowd school. Your man cracked exams. Or more exams now. We are able to identify their strength and the weaknesses. Their weaknesses, they build upon it. And they make sure so make me a common. I'm going for a short commercial break. Mekoba, we'll go deeper into it. What are the politicians saying? What are the teachers saying? Yeah, but here.
And I, who is it?
When you're fantastic. Say, dear, we in charge and Cassandra. Lawson the layman capsules. A mouse is no go to Jemma yet. Nana, what? Near.
So, Lawson Locke, Mr. And this is you. I'm always what if you want to. You're free to come to I say for semi boom round one. Team Matangia, Lawson Locke, Mr.
Lawson the layman capsule.
More your bem.
More and alarm. Lawson Locke, Mr.
Lawson delay my capsules.
Do you know what you feel?
Delay man capsules. A member
e dey na be kwa kofa sa no ma we nyina de aba now production team mo ame dey na wayek for ne e de bae now wayek for no e de bibi bae and then nche de beto TV so am watimi ahwe bi now if you look at the figures critically and the percentages it tells you that there is a problem that you have to fix the problem yeko break no na me catch or say if you look at one yeko school no oh why I say catch am some kwa exams no and me who the strength and the weaknesses of Nipan performance is the Nipan performance here yes so this is the data so grade E8 F9 D7 A to 6 so this is the figure so if you look at English language omomunya A1 to C6 289,673 representing 69%. Omunya D7 enya 37,712 representing 8.18%. E8 39,091 representing 9.23%. F9 F9 omu fairly poto aya 12.86%, 54,294. Now, if you go to mathematics, omunya A1 to C6, aya 209,068, 209,068, representing 48.73. Now, omunya D7. 52,991 representing 11.62. E8 52,145 representing 12.15%. Now if you look at Munya Efa 114,872 representing 26.77. Integrated science. Now integrated science omunya A1 to C6 I 220,806 representing 57.74. Now if you look at omunya D7 I 54,580 representing 11.85. Omunya E8 45,783 representing 11.97. Omo fairly poto F failed 61,243 16.05%. Social studies 248,538 representing 55.82. Now if you look at omunya F 122,449 social studies. Now you can go school mpodi. Now ka we say social studies there. And now you ba ka to say what more than kwa betimi pass. Because me kai oh here's a man for social studies. Social so what has changed? And then next year ne. And then no man said am now I'm taking you to 2022 to 2025. If you look at the performance rate of this particular students, English language 2022 60.39, 2023 73.11%. Now if you go to 2024 69.52, 2025 69%. So look at this. Ocean trend now. The last 4 years, it was 2023. Now let's go to other subject. Integrated science. Now if you look at 2022, 62.45, 2023, 66.82, 2024, 58.77, 2025, 57.74. So it means it's a graph no percent say the performance rate of the students it is declining from 58.77 to 57.74. We should not joke with it. We should not joke with it at all. Now look at mathematics. Jesus Christ. Hi. Now 2022. If you look at the curve critically, economics for you should 10 be. Said diminishing returns. I don't know if diminishing returns are this particular grapher. Because we are for now, we are guardian, we show be a. And now we are school near. It is too dangerous. In 2022, 61.39%. Now it appreciated to 62.23. Now in 2024, still appreciated by 66.86. In 2025, 48.73. Hey, the thing is too serious. From 66.86, dropped drastically, declined drastically. Jesus Christ. A decline to 48.73. Almost 15, close to 20% a free. So, we should not joke with it. These are our future leaders. When we for anywhere they are going to take over. And if the education sector is in limbo like this, whereby when Kurano Echo China no muntimim passia. Hey, any Achamoho. Now let's go to the other one. We are never breaking it down. Social studies. Hey. Social studies are there for time your course name say social studies there for change video. I recall. Obi obeka to say man nya dey kwa na social studies. So what I change the narrative and the tangent today? 2022 71.54 or 51. 2023 it appreciated to 76.76. 2024 declined by 5%, 71.53. I never won't calculate more way, mommy. 71.53 minus 55.82. Now from 71 drops to 55. What kind of nation are we building? No, what kind of nation are we building? First, no more catch here say the free senior high school policy are more. Now, if you listen to a lot of people, 16.71, the 16.15. Now, if you look at the gap, most Arabian 15.71. Now, if you look at the gap between 2024 and 2025, one accounting period, 1 year, there's been a drastic change by 71 to 55. Teachers for no, I'm asking questions. Teachers for and the kind of syllables about what's in any much the kind of understanding so these are the kind of questions that I'm asking. Now, first, now I'm for catcher say, if you look at the free senior high school, if you listen to a certain kind of people, now the free senior high school has been a problem to Ghana's education because a wholesale entry and to be quite passing it in school. So if you look at the performance, a man can performance number form, and you are not going to get value for money. These are the kind of things of Mocha. But to my biggest surprise, now if you look at the data critically, more sound so more performance was through. To my biggest surprise, Adam at some moment I a free senior high school in wholesale. No, what were they doing right? Adapoku, I want to listen to the former education minister now who wants to be the flag bearer for the new patriotic party. And you see, if you look at figures na ebana, the figures so I want to ask, and when you go school, how much exams no? And your wholesale entry, and I say you shall perform, and I can say there be a same original when I say more coin. Meaning, some time ago, go school out exams. Now, exams, they look at the strength and the weakness of the child. Like I said, there be a more room for improvement. And I've also done my checks. I've also talked to a lot of educationists. The kind of thing that they are telling me are mind blowing. Yes, say, and this is a reporter speech. Yes, it's a saying, Krano, or mobile chairs, I'm sure. So, what trail, one trail, I can be passing. Chebibiem akwa no se otwere wan twere obe pass no. Internet teachers for the catch or say ye ba be twere exams na say wo exams rooms we twere akwa na twere onya twere ni din wie start so otwere bi kakra bi a say I want to go out and urinate onya pia bontia on mabiem you cannot fail the child. So it is difficult for teachers to know the strength and the weaknesses of these particular students. And then your mother was school, your mother punishment was school. As there's no certain kind of discipline with school. And they are crying about banner. Or no, him said the baby about passing. And one who knows Yadi or more to TikTok or more to internet. No more videos are kesiye. A crime I mean what school sa kona kosuadie. Minim sa mu bia. We go take them. We go there and there, we go there and there. Now today the reality is hitting you. I've seen them crying on social media. Yente do chuma some kai. Then we go deeper into it.
NDC by Omanya Mwampala. Now you make teacher for intervention grant allowance. Someone find the after school program. A day before school. No one from one palano. She said, "Na sa yabafu from na wo for musika before see ebebano. We are for now with scan no put for extra classes. Yaba na so da bi. Ye pese ohia ni so ebetra ono for extra classes. Any sika ma teachers. Emma headmasters nya bi. Even cooks almost school someone from one palano no mum prepare for the exam. And this for also muntia. Professional allowance omuntia. And so him paleko ya. O fago for casa. Enipa na dia mathematics enkonta. We nipa na dia emu baako enya F. Ahum se. And no try say e ba na ebe say bu country no. Ese sabe bio. Ni ebe to adwuma no so. Ni esewu o man no. Minim say PP na ye market say Ghana versus sabe yo man kese a ebe ye MP.
So this is the former education minister. Currently he is the MP for Bosomtwe. Former education minister with the greatest of respect. Wow, him nano pay. No matter the kind of political party I war, take it off. You free ho. Let's look at Papa Nasana Orkan. Now this is one person who has in-depth knowledge about education. Whether we like it or not, if you look at data about Bontinina, the performance rate of this particular student from 2022 to 2024, you can never say and pick this man out. Their performance, so what happened? Their magic na ekoso. Do you know one thing? Ideally, if you look at results every year, Sanke Kasi ye cannot crepa dia chere ye ho a, we should not apportion this kind of blame to the current government. Ideally, say ye kasi ye cannot crepa, let's reason and think as ordinary Ghanaians. Let's take emotions and sentiments out. Let's tackle the issue. We should not attack personality. Asam no, say kasi ye can ye pa. There be a catch us a continual process. Article 35(7) or so bar you inherit asset and liabilities. Before some met was no, edu what for the assembly aba. Na ye read edu what for so can na me can me no mu. So edu what for so do the aba. And what is edu what saying? Thank you. What are the top 4 reasons for the low pass rate in the 2025 WASSCE? Questions are here because you enter there and say sub decline. As a basa tsunami no. And edu watch the moye survey. Moye empirical research, you go deeper into it. Now look at it. I must say, straight invigilation and supervision. What the heck? Poor student preparation towards exams. And what? Poor student preparation towards exams. And what? No questions and answer leakage. Difficult questions. Others will say, please specify. I want to tell you one thing. So, exams, you should go prepared. Anyashi, teachers for natural what syllabus no match. There's no invigilator that will allow you to steal. Invigilator be any ho. And to so exams. And if you don't go prepared, if you go prepared, no matter the kind of invigilator, you can write it. Opa mamonko fa Boko Haram for Hezbollah. Omonko fa nko for ya omoya ISIS embra metra won chain. And then what's ye? Now look at responses. Straight invigilation and supervision 47.20%. And in Kwanakwa because of the straight invigilation and supervision. So if you look at response at 47.2%, you say count them and craning passing. This is what they are saying. But made this analogy, I have a problem with it. At the poku you who see then I call Prempe College. What a Prempe College, one you know one can school. And to if you go prepared, Opa Miem for Ghana Police Service and tighten Yamamet chain. Because you've one prepared, what's your no matter the kind of invigilator that will come, you can write. Almost a poor student preparation towards exams. 82.1. Where? Now, parents, we are not doing enough. Parents, we are not doing enough. Me say, me what tertiary? Anopa me kwa class, me kwa paper, me from public administration. Next me do class as early as 6 a.m. Me kwa no be from me catch him say, oh papa, waba what a classroom or chen. My father got there around 5:55. And then lack of supervision from guidance and parents. Obi am fan about or the back to school. You see, sometimes free senior high school a year. Free senior high school a year. But you see, if it is coming from your coffers, your pocket, now you see the tria or bad then home by. Me, I'm not against free senior high school. I'm not against it at all. But parents and guardians, today they are enjoying something that is free, so the attention is not there. People are not making sure that they are shielding their children. They are pushing them to learn. Obi oha, ofreduma ba, oneneba nim komo, onkohwe ne ba wo school, onko school wonko bisa ne ba performance da. Akwane ba class or ma class, de nya ne se ya ma kwana ba fie, no wi wasanse sane no ma de ma no, eno anse wo jane hodiko. Enne nkura ba mpa disua, poor student preparation ni bi no. Omo mpa disua. Go and watch them on TikTok. Go and watch them on Facebook. And it got to a point. O sham kreba betwe BC. Now maybe romo. Now man for year videos. They are not even focused on the kind of exam that they are coming to write. And a man for kunum the videos I can say ye bafi baba Jimmy ye kwa boyeti. And you see students dormitory life. No more year videos. No more circulate or more. Whereby you have an unfinished mission over there to just accomplish it. No questions and answer leakage. Yeah, papa. Ma kwanan kra on sua de. Onye no so wo konanim. Me say, the reason why we write exam is to look at the strength and the weakness of the child. And if you look at the strength, no was sending. No cat and say you na betimi aye. If you are able to identify his weakness, you build on the weakness. First, you kwa was here. When say questions na liki, and we have for her, now we have for her, now we have for her. Now, me say a drum rebia. When say yes, see a liki and pam because na liki. Now, crown on 1 year bia anheno. Watch and must yet more wasting the precious time. And today, let me thank us if one they are doing a good job. Just protect the questions. Leakage is more money marbon. To do say not perfect administration, we might have issues with it. Difficult questions. And no ambiguous or adepoku. Who determines questions that are difficult? If a student is able to write and pass, why are people saying that the questions are difficult? Teachers for the say abanoman chero mo ana. Syllabus ni amfa mo ana. Ana teachers for no mo ntia de na se yi. Anoman chira de ni yi. I don't get it. I don't get it. You see, if you look at this performance, the reason why you see politicians paddle themselves into this kind of issue is say, Ghana, anything good, you see politicians fighting over it. Anything bad, you see them approaching the problems. and can you see the kwa battery John Dramani mama in a demonstration cry. Do you know why? Because before say John Mama Ebano, now cry we go school mudada. But do you know one thing? Ghana ha. A dear be a positive be you see a Bible point for taking it now. Yeah, ha. And yes, dollar eba from the NPP say a artificial. NPP for on the board kind to war. NDC for say Debbie. His Excellency John Dramani Mama is working. He's a working president. He's doing resetting. And the resetting was sitting in Amanaya Corona Abba. Yawaha. Yes, a man won't no be yan ye. And he said nearby ye. And Anka positive and good news. Anka the NDC will claim it. They will say, sir, if you look at the reset agenda, how do you do some come off so much to know Manaya Famania Cono and it's my mad and it's your cononym. And ye. People are running away from it. Go and check the politicians how they are talking. The NPP is apportioning the blame to the NDC. The NDC is saying we've done nothing wrong. This is Ghana for you. Until say Ghana for ya jumbe biamyong say. Sound for ya to abade mo. It is their duty to make sure say they should think as Ghanaians first, not their selfish interest. Always. Domo jin hu nyina ne say ena de beba yensam da be hu say politicians akaba especially parliament house da be hu so maka bom so me na for pan say okay we be to mbusu ya katua we de kwara kwhe that they don't see MPP, don't see NDC. Omo ya as gracia. Go and look at the way they move as friends and family. They move as a unit. I am the among here. But a true say the policies new programs but framework about. That is what the culture said there be center right, left right, center there ben. If you look at our cardinal principle, if you look at our history, that is it. Until some politicians, they will understand. So the reason why we send them there is to make sure again and even who met me autonomous. Always we are going to put them on their toes. We are going to tell them the bare truth. The truth is a better people will look straight into your eyes and tell you the truth. No kwaya. These politicians, they always play with the intelligence and conscience of the ordinary Ghanaian. And now look at how our education system is falling. The standards is declining. Standards, we say they see declining. Now it is coming like a sharp force. As the speed be ever. And dimension returns are air cannibal tells us that there is a problem that we have to fix. I hope. I do watch for the Omaba. With the data analysis in the amount. With the reasons are Omoko Bisa amount for more day to the amount. And to ya for what brel. Now if you look at primary to transition to senior high school, now so back our exams. Now exams or coach the performance is abysmal like this. I leave it to you. The politicians, they will always play with us. Yeah, mom, I say we have to be smart and we have to make sure Ghanaians are becoming more discerning to understand politics. We will never leave Ghana for them like this. We always put them on their toes. We are going for a short commercial break. Yaba, Office of the Special Prosecutor. Yama Rentinaho, and Inyana Kwai. A short commercial break. Yaba is here.
She. A day now, Tom. Can you say Lawson TV? Yanim one inti. Yadi just to mediano bro. Baby, I will be a day now, Tom. And he and I will walk. And Tarina Uton. And not say Uton and Pabua. And you can tell Uton. And not say Uton and Toma Hospital. And not say what be a supermarket can see it. A Gianna Uton. Eye cars na woton na ye be bawa boboa no ye ba be bie wadwuma no so e dia ma wo modern friend number na egu TV na se no na ye bawa boboa no e me bo ho dawro e ma wo ya tete so just so
Lawson TV yebo aboboano no ebono and from say boko josu jumedie no ye de bro memini de bia enwure no nan ekosi no num eye josu jumedie Lawson TV ana ye ne nwa eye josu she
Lawson Enterprise yaba moba a one-stop shop for drinks beer ope e dey akoye program ayaye fro abedin to a party and now say ye and something na ope say doko a ye wo Fanta ye wo Sprite ye wo Coke ye wo malt any assorted soft drinks beer we here bia and na eba de and also anu den kakra na so wo club Savannah, Hunters, Panache, and now say case. Hey, I would do the announcement of a mudia here, ye bemobi, and my de quackity ujuman. And so be a whoopee be a ubenya, and my review say about bitters I just wouldn't swear. Lawson bitters assorted. Whoopee ginger, whoopee dear he, ye wouldn't be ever had more. Out of all Lawson Enterprise nkwa and as we seek asem wo de efa ensa ho no emma no a utimi ba eme yemma wo nsa ne bi e de koyo program uwi a no ba betia ensa bia wo pe ene duduo bia wo pe no obenya ne faako atufuo bo ene de ema wo anya Lawson Enterprise wonya ne ba bia ene nti wo ba na wo bedru Lawson Enterprise e wo kwada so hwumase a ensa bia wo pe ene duduo bia wo hia no wonsa beka hwehwe Lawson Enterprise e chia kwai e wo kwada so hwumase ye ni rollers e di hwe ni mo fe number ye guasi na ye monkomo Lawson Enterprise one-stop shop for all drinks. Lawson Enterprise and sahudu nyina dwesuo ne ha. Lawson Enterprise.
And I say,
Moya fantastic. So say, dear, we in charge and Cassandra. Lawson the layman capsules. A mouse is in Koto Jemaya Jane. Nana, no, near.
So, Lawson Lotte, Mr. And let's see you. I'm always what if you want to you're fit to come to I say for semi boom round one. Lawson Lotte, Mr.
Lawson the layman capsule.
More your bem,
more and a love. Lawson Lotte, Mr.
Lawson delay my capsules.
Do you know why you feel?
Delay man capsules and memedi fedu watch de kronkwan enum and a law care mixture so apinfo e ma wo ma wo manufo anyone na woni fedu watch so nka ho FDA age edwede
woni wana doy tell me the tell wo me wan wodi say na me sa kofa pani ai kwati adawru mo me yonko kwati na adawru ma enu anwumra wu ye aduane asoru wura dem na me fefe me se dabon ana kwati ebere meduru eduru odebere me no say Lawson heba Mr.
na me sisi me pechi ene me ho na matwetwe me ene me kyese madwonku ene me sei na wonka
me do futwa so empre ho enya no nko wodi Lawson heba ointment
me sisi me kotodwe ne me pechi me ho na me yaw me ntimu a na atwetwe me nyina me no ye di Israel eko me benefit ko mu yaw na ha no onu bie no eko na malaria ne die etuase bekude
Lawson Herbal Clinic 0242 133 577.
Hwese wa malaria test ansa na wafa adro yi enye ma apinfo emma warema wo manofo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu.
Lawson Herbal Mixture any Lawson ointment ehun asedaye
FDA age edwede nkratoi atum.
Say can say Yanemwa Ampa Kumasi Mai Ghana Mai Lawson Media Community Gala 2025 Gary April Canadian Abaso on the 18th December Ekoka Wednesday 24th December na 18th December Thursday yes Canadian Arsenal opening ceremony no Yuntini Kasie Ghana superstar Koko John Kansan Lewin and be performing. Jumedi ni shasiye 12 midday. Na ya shasiye. Jo obedi kai enya 40,000 Ghana cedis. Jo beto sumieno 30,000 Ghana cedis. Jo beto sumiensa 20,000 Ghana cedis. Jo beto suenai 10,000 Ghana cedis. Enti atasuman swana. Kentenche adako jachi moshi zongo adie beba non suntreso adangwame portal CST swame take fuana ebuakwa nkwanta kase asokwa hey tanoso asawase adonsu abrepo bantama kwadaso atrimata chima hilltop ponye anafe pechi chanenso sajumedi nyina wana wafa woka ye bro no
Lawson derivatives
Lawson Enterprise and Sahudu nyina dwesuo ne ha.
Lawson Law Care Mixture.
Lawson Dilemma Capsules.
Do you know what you feel?
Lawson Herbal Mixture. Any Lawson Ointment. What's it diet?
Lawson Media Community Gala 2025. Bomade nebe piemo ebeye de ebeye bubruja. Ye
That's why my live on Lawson TV. We call this show the Weekly Verdict. Me the Franko Uswado, with my friend Franko, the executive producer for the show, Air Day Poku. And some money a day, bro. Now, if you go to Parliament House, there's a debate. Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, people are calling, say the Office of the Special Prosecutor should be scrapped. Because they feel and think this is interfering with government institutions. They are meant or mandated to do investigations in Okroma. Now, if you listen to the majority leader, he has come out with his input. And he's also registering his displeasure by saying he is not happy. He feels and thinks they are peddling or meddling themselves into this kind of job that they are doing. He was asking questions in relation to the Yoko, to the CID, the BNI, NSA, and I believe you know Bisam. Now, then I catch them. May say, if you look at the reason why the Office of the Special Prosecutor was brought on board, it was in relation to corrupt issues or corrupt-related offenses. Then I catch them. So Obama background, we should build stronger institutions, not stronger personalities. So now Obama can't. We are Ghana and don't joke with it. Because Adebako Eku Ghana for, na Area Ghana for, is whereby the politicians deliberately try to siphon or steal from the ordinary Ghanaian. Every 1992, but even before 1992, the reason why coup d'etat cost and say they feel and think that certain kind of people they are just enjoying the money. People are stealing and looting as if there's no tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Vieska politicians who will Vieska. And to why if you look at the First Republic, the Second Republic, the Third, but the coup d'etat is near Tunipano. Do you know worse things? So corruption has been with us. Now the famous quote by the former president J. Kufuor say, corruption started from Adam. So if you look at the reason why, immediately the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it was established in 2018. Martin Amidu, Mekai on the 10th of January 2018, and was says, Excellency, another down Kufuor friend. And Kufuor catches the reason why I'm starting this particular office is to fight against corruption and corrupt-related cases, offenses, both in the public or private. Now, Martin Amidu will take over. 2 years after, somewhere 2020, PM November, December, Martin Amidu have to resign. Martin Amidu said the kind of promise that Akufo-Addo gave him. And then hold this so. You told him say you are going to resource him. You told him say Obe make sure say you have an independent view of doing his work. It was linked to Ajapa royalties. Also on the 20th of October, November, no man said now Kise Jabin comes into the picture as a new special prosecutor. And then I want us to listen to the majority leader, name some more kind. Then we'll bring out our input. Let's listen to the majority leader.
Fanciful institutions and giving them fanciful names. We have seen it in big budgets with all sort of perks, and it's not working. Let's go back to what the Constitution has ordained. The money that we are giving to the Office of Special Prosecutor, let's resource the Attorney General's office. And I'm sure that this particular Attorney General will produce the kind of results that we expect of him. As it is now, there is some confusion in the system. Which corruption cases should the OSP, handle? Which one should Attorney General handle? Which corruption cases should the YOCO investigate, and which one should the OSP investigate? So I think that we should use this opportunity to streamline it. Let one person lead the fight against corruption as stipulated by this Constitution. And that is the Attorney General, and that is the Minister for Justice, and that is what is provided for in our Constitution. Abolishing the office of Special Prosecutor will not let off anybody that is found culpable or who has violated any of the laws of this Ghana when it comes to financial accountability. Zacchaeus will not be let off the hook. I can assure you. So people should not see the call for the abolition of the office of Special Prosecutor as an indication that those who are going to be held accountable will be let off the hook. Indeed, I will ensure that the process is even expedited.
So this is the majority leader talking. Now, would say majority leader now some walk up. So there are a lot of investigative institutions in Ghana. Why should we even set up the office of the Special Prosecutor? As some are walking, a lot of Ghanaians brought out their input about it. They say, there were established institutions in Okroma. We have the NIB, we have the YOCO and other institutions in making sure that they are fighting against corruption and corrupt-related cases. So there was no need to even set up the office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, the reason why the office of the Special Prosecutor came into being, let me take you back. Prior to the 2016 elections, MPP for the punchy NDC partner, it was in relation to corruption. Dan the cartel, if you look at the Dramama, when he was a president of the Republic of Ghana, prior to the 2016 elections, I saw photo, Galopes. I said there be Sadajida 32 million Ghana cedis. Yes, Aqua Smarties, branded bars. We have inflated by the price to 3.6 million. A whole lot of stuff. Over times we say Ford Expedition, $60,000. A whole lot of issues. Now the Danko Akufa doing his campaign. Say Nyanko Ponya Adumna Soba. He's going to set up an office to fight against corruption. The NPP during their campaign and consistently they made one language very common. I must say, Nanado has never been corrupt. He is not corrupt and he don't want to be corrupt. Now Ghanaians bought into it. Nanado Danko Akufa doing his campaign because now and some corrupt related cases a far former president Mama who the current president and no catches or bar or the office of the Special Prosecutor beba. Now, if you look at the office of the Special Prosecutor, ideally and can the money you. Ideally, and can the money. This is a campaign promise for football and another Danko Akufuado. In making sure say we will fight against corruption. That may catch them say Ghana Anti-Corruption Unit. I must say every blessed year, Ghana will lose $3 billion from corruption. Corruption, no? $3 billion. Ghana, 13.2 billion Ghana cedis. Annually. When you sky we lose it because of corruption. Sa 3 billion no. What the come chroma tembu maintain. Eko pemo watroa. Bohos ni nsu ebeye no ho. Ekonya beye na Ghana timi so an wo so akọ IMF so akọ akọje bosia. Ni ama over 3.1 billion no wani age. But if you look at corruption issues at ECOSWA, we should not joke with it. So they brought it in 2018. Mati Amidou comes into being. He left office. Kisia Jabin comes into being. Wow, hemi nanu pay. A dear bad dear partner de kai Kisia Jabin. One. Office of the Special Prosecutor. Kisia Jabin by we are giving him budget, we are giving him resources, we are giving him everything. A dear Ben Pan wire at me convince us say this kind of office should stay. Message Trimupono and the bonny. And the bonny. But you see, as some majority need the hecan. To a point I agree.
It's not about getting fanciful.
To a point. Why don't we resource the Attorney General? Why don't we resource investigating bodies to do their own investigations? Yo Kroma. Kisia Jabi may take you over a case of Biade Kane on this Sicilia Dapa. And the woman, we've not been fair to the woman. a court of competent jurisdiction, they even ordered them to unfreeze the account of the woman. The High Court gave them 7 days. I catch them say 7 days. They are going to have issues with them. Yawaha, SML, and who said and you see, if you listen to the man, he made one statement. He said, "I say the reason why I now want me to take action is that he was powerless. Was in the hands of God, or more than a buy, you know. They wanted to detect the tempo and the variation for them. And to I say hand of God for no, they are taking decisions for you. And to can for that task of a catcher here. Was in the end when me investigating and they said there were some big men in the new patriotic party and you know more money coin. I want to ask him today if there is a problem about His Excellency John Dramani Mama, ne allies, ne family, can he investigate them? He can investigate them. These are the kind of issues that we are talking about. And if you look at how our OSP, your chest kadiamano, your resources, no, your buanis won't call him, that's young there. There are a lot of questions to answer. And now why is it that we have some deputation in court? The special prosecutor, he's incompetent or one who money and a son man. Who are him in pay? Now, if look at so better key over, how do you see the performance rate of the special prosecutor? Yawaha. And the over I felt Keno Furiata, ye free on the 24th of February 2024 as the Minister for Finance. SML issue by one started that. He didn't conduct any investigations about it. Yet on the 4th of January 2025, he writes a letter to the Chief of Staff said, or call for medical assistance. Our US of A, minor clinic. Or call through how you want me and Yahi. 1 man for to stop list. So 1 man can be a French immigration for. I'm asking questions. And me say, if you look at Kise Jabimbe taking over as the special prosecutor, and they partner the kind. He is too emotional. Now no Mustafa Hamid Akwako didn't come out baby ba. Was so Akwako opportunity and didn't chema wound to me oba. And the Akwako Bisana Sam say, now how do you see your case? To him. Maybe he feels and thinks that case is useless. To him. It's only a court of competent jurisdiction that can prove that what's not relevant and that's relevant. Mustafa Hamid Kasawi ya na papa court elected bebe no diaba. These are the kind of issues that we are talking about. And Masre, Asama, Mama Yarga can we should not joke with it. Say something quite bebre. Oh, why I see Yoko, oh, I see BNI, oh, why I see CID. Nina, so the same corrupt issues now. Investigations in course, no, they are doing the same thing. And I said Jabiaba. He said Jabiaba, oh, he's a lawyer, he's an academia. He's a lecturer at the University of Ghana, or in-depth knowledge about the law, or a principle, this particular man, or by Jumano. Papa now so about catch say, and Penufana MPP are buying him, or man, come and Yajuma. And then assembly His Excellency John Dramani Mama on the bush and for whom no fraud said Jaya. Can you still stand by your principle or your cardinal principle and work? These are the kind of questions that I'm asking. I hope. Medicare catcher say every year we lose $3 billion US because of corruption. What the bag Ghana has come at 13.2 billion Ghana cedis because of corruption. Your resources, your mouth just work to help the ordinary Ghanaian. It has become problematic. I hope, and it to a point. Maybe you might belong to the other camp. Maybe you might not have that soft spot for the NDC. There are some majority there can don't joke with it. Now people are calling for the scrapping of the special prosecutor's office. Almost will be also because say your resource the attorney general near money scan near man and day near case your judge man say you bet me here so let's resource the attorney general. Madika catch or say if you look at the coup forward we are doing na again papa bankofona occupy that kind of position. Only me the relevant aspect of this particular office. I told you, my dear, what have you? Be a special prosecutor by why you told me that kind of office we should maintain it. We don't have a problem. But if you listen to the majority leader, that is what he's talking about. Now watch him where. Yawana Katie catch him some there with the office. me call na almost say PURC for say nyankopon ya adom a 2026 there's going to be an increment in tariffs. All kinds of us ma wona me kai di o se kwamna gina kenkan that be am say if a political party is in opposition, he thinks about the interests and the welfare of the ordinary Ghanaian. But if they come to power, if the reality hits them, they do a direct opposite of what they are meant for. I'm telling you this particular morning. The truth is a better plan. Mekai say, when the new patriotic party was in opposition, tariffs. Now the NDC also talk about tariffs. In 2018, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo have to reduce tariffs by mines from 10%, residential 17%. I want to ask, what is changing this particular morning? Now the Americans say the government of Ghana is going to give an increment in salary by 9%. Tiasma make catch on 9%. 9%. No. Now, if you look at PURC, now PURC for no, always I ask questions and call for more corner. Then negotiations I don't know way. What do they tell them? Because anytime they go, maintain that so much crab or my cast in the Sasbacas and somebody they encouraging. The reason why almost too light when they say efficient power supply. Me manifi a fin 1992 bar. Every blessed time I hear too light mubiano, efficient power supply, efficient power supply, efficient power supply. Always they say it. Obate energy sector on a cabin ho, and they say they call Kokotria, ye tofua 1 liter biometer 1 Ghana cedis. Say tariffs, electricity, there's going to be an increment on it. Water, yes, there's going to be an increment on it. Me, they see no. Per my understanding, I am robbing Peter to people. Robbing Peter to people. Now, if you tell me you are giving an increment of 9%, add a man for a year, Juma. Hey, Juma. We came to applaud the government and say the government is working. Suddenly, you need to watch in the airborne and no crash shit. 9%. So 15% on water, 9% on electricity. Aden, what can you know? It is taking between the range of maybe 24%. Say, can you know it is getting close to 25%. And it's only 9% if more. There's going to be a deficit of 16%. Yawaha. In 2024, prior to the elections, over funny Samijan Fiber catcher say they are going to abolish the e-levy, they are going to abolish the betting tax, they are going to abolish VAT on electricity. I didn't say it. He wasn't talking under duress. Or say, this is Sami Jamfi talking. On the 24th of June 2024, go and check his Facebook post. Or say, Nana, you're too insensitive. Now, Monoba, if you look at VAT on electricity, I'm asking them this particular morning. Maybe I might be naive. I might be ignorant. Maybe I'm entiasi. The VAT on electricity, you have to answer new free. They are tossing you. Ghana funny problems so much 9% 15% no. Ask yourself, when was the last one who said Obi type or beer man so free mubada? Why should I pay for something that I don't enjoy? Why should I pay for it? Obi so 2 years onyan so da. Obi the gallon and the corn so for sansu. But you are saying say you want to increase water. Make me tell just new site. For the last 1 week, doom light short, doom pa. But you are telling me say you want to give me efficient power supply. And the government will say it's a mom 9% increment on salary. Or the more we are not saying for each other by January by could free war, we are saying of 15% additional increment. Areho. Someone more. John Mama take it over as the president. When it comes to electricity tariffs, you are tuned by 18.4%. Go and do your checks. 18.4%. Always, if you are in opposition, you think as if someone Pegana for someone J Ghana for. But if you come to power, you do a direct opposite of what is happening today. Go and see how businesses are folding up because of electricity. Go to other countries and go and check. See the situation like electricity is no mutual no mukromo. Me asema de bia meka. Ade poku me say, see ania brace on my ECG no. Omo pa woman kofo bi so they are enjoying monopoly power too much. Ebian ketminya institution be about the competition ba. And Ghanaians will understand it and make sure to make the ECG was set up. Ghana 14 catch them will be a friend is a meter or pebia wonya. Obi me back and say me light bill time no aso. Or say there be ye near the ready. Go and see the kind of leakages. Now no parliament, no more the car. Just a cocochum. Go and see government institutions that are owing big time. You can't go after them. Ghana no de cut 200 near baby chem. If you look at our energy sector, especially in relation to ECG power, when your mouth for first will move discount and the ordinary Ghanaian is suffering. Our leaders, they have to wake up. They have to sit up. We voted for them to solve our problems, not to come and re-echo our problems to us. Because of our leaders, the kind of things that they are doing are disheartening. We have faith and confidence within you. So what is happening? And they say, or China say, back to square zero equalization. All right. Mama wants me about happy birthday. Now, Joanna Ado, and your birthday. Yes, Joanna Ado, and your birthday. Franko's sister Ellen, the Sheriff Saloon, and who are our downfall. So on this special day, Yanko Ponyo Kese, on Pejao, on you for Dum Quadum, this is the end of the weekly verdict. Midday at the Osuar Frank, with my friend Franko the hater, executive producer for the show, Adepoku Emmanuel, programs manager, as also Ebetech, entitled me by. To my biggest surprise, the host of the morning show, Ghana Assassin, the human resource manager, Kwame Tanku, paid a surprise visit on the show. And Yami Adumwa, next week, year, Yadin Samne Baba, Mamenchia ni Mamenchia Achu Obra, na Menchia Ubibia. And I don't do me. News is up next. Yako Bibia.